Before that day, I always thought I was just the vice president's daughter, until I sang the first line in that cathedral. My life shifted forever. At first, no one noticed, except for a child in the front row, staring behind me with wide, terrified eyes, clutching her mother's arm. Before I could even realize what was happening, the stained glass began to warp. It wasn't shattering, it was flowing, melting away like liquid under an invisible heat. The air went dead silent. Every eye in the room shifted to what was behind me, and my father, the look he gave me was one I'd never seen before. It was the look of a stranger. In the next heartbeat, the entire window collapsed, sliding down like molten wax. The cathedral dissolved into chaos, screaming, running, a total breakdown of order. But back then, I didn't even know I was the cause. Word reached General Alder fast.
Silver's daughter will need to be tested. Goddess knows how many more are out there. We need to find them. Agreed. We need to get to them before the Camarilla does.
Days later, I was taken in for an evaluation. A witch brought out an ancient seeker stone and pressed it against my neck. The moment it grazed my skin, a hidden mark surfaced. That was the moment I knew I didn't belong to the world of ordinary people anymore. Then came the vocal test. The general struck a tuning fork and told me to sing one more time. As I opened my mouth, the room grew heavy. The second the sound rippled out, the water in the tank began to vibrate. Then, two massive pillars of water erupted into the air. I stood there, speechless. The general was satisfied with the results.
Welcome, daughter.
Days later, I was in the army. Under Tally's mentorship, I quickly learned to weaponize my voice, guiding its raw power with surgical precision. Eventually, the general put me on a public stage. Because of who I am, I was the ultimate propaganda tool. So I sang again. The water surged skyward as if summoned, spiraling through the air. The crowd fell into a stunned silence, but it didn't last. Questions turned into anger. They didn't want their children turned into weapons like me. By the time the general tried to regain control, it was too late. Suddenly, two men leaped the barricade. They lit a Molotov cocktail and hurled it straight at her. The flame cut a jagged arc through the sky, and that spark was all it took to ignite the general's fury.